Hey, inequality. Women are paid 23% less than men for the exact same fucking work. And women who graduate university with straight A's get paid as much as men who only got C's. So bad grades equal more bank. Just because you're a boy? Hello and hell no. Pay up, motherfucker. I shouldn't need a penis to get paid. Rape and violence. Fucked up fact. 1 out of every 5 women will be sexually assaulted or raped by a man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which one of us will it be? So how many more women have to get knocked down before society stands up and stops it? Here's a hot tip. Stop telling girls how to dress and start teaching boys not to fucking rape. Women's right to vote is fair, but equality's next step is walking to the car without fear. Be pretty. So here's the tricky thing. Pretty, it's a compliment. But here's how this focus works to girls' detriment. Society teaching girls that our bodies, boobs, and butts are more important than our brains leads us to thinking our worth comes from our waistlines. My aspirations in life.
Are you done with this yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my. That is a video that was made by the most disturbing part actually is at the end when 2 of the mothers of the children come on and they're like, "Yeah, that's my daughter," and what the fuck? Propaganda. Like these girls are how? What, 7?
Probably
7, 8 years old.
8 years old.
The age of my daughter, and they're talking about this sort of thing. Is this appropriate? Because in my mind, like all you're doing is downloading your feminism, and I don't have a problem with feminism. I don't have a problem with it.
As your hands go, hey.
I don't have a problem with it. All I'm saying is like, okay, so it's obviously made by an adult group propaganda because they've got this certain, thing they want to do.
Right.
They got their logo made. That music
They wrote the script.
The music background, by the way, was like GarageBand 1. I used that trying to get it when I was going to school at Berklee College of Music. I pieced together a song.
Are you ready?
Yeah. I use the exact same music, so it's free, shitty music from the very first generation.
Right.
So their sound department sucks.
Okay, that's your critique.
That's my critique.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't suck. They mixed it very well, but I'm just saying, like, is it appropriate to have 7, 8-year-old girls talking about?
Well,
dicks?
I personally loved it, and I feel like as a man who can do something in the world, since I'm a guy, I can look at women differently if I objectify them or whatever. So maybe I'm part of their target audience, and it worked on me. I was like, man, that is fucked up. That's true.
Okay,
all those facts are true, and then to hear a little girl say it, it's shocking and it's alarming. It's like, what are they saying? But when you think about what they're saying, you're like, well, it's true. I mean, the word fuck, a little girl saying fuck, but then someday 1 out of 5 of those girls is going to be sexually assaulted. I mean, that's a number out there.
Okay, so is the object to get 5 little 8-year-old boys and say what they've gone through or what they're expected to be going through? Because as a man, like, you've gone through some shit before. I guess I don't see the point in promoting hate.
I thought that was a creative way of doing it. I don't think I'd want my daughter seeing it or talking like that. But
right.
Not different strokes for different folks.
I agree.
Not every was that anytime we disagree. Bill and Joe.
I'll be right back after this. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I see your point. I don't know. I just don't like the way that
is it because you have a daughter that age that it makes you feel uncomfortable because you can't separate it?
It could, maybe.
You're like, oh.
Well, let me ask you this. Like, okay, so they were talking about, modeling or objectification of women. Mm-hmm. Would you be okay if your wife was, say, a model for like a hair company? Like their magazines only are in, I don't know, salons.
Like a shampoo thing?
Like a shampoo thing.
Like look how beautiful this is.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Right.
It's just like that. I mean, would you feel like a little bit of I don't know, disrespected. I don't know if she did a line of work like that, like where you're objectifying yourself. You're making that choice to let somebody do that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think, you can be super, super feminism and be all like, we're all equal. We're not different. Don't objectify us. So therefore, you can't sell sex at all. So then there goes Victoria's Secret, and there goes makeup and all this other shit.
Guys can say the same thing. I mean, we have underwear and T-shirts and fucking shit to sell too. I mean,
but
guys are the same way.
We can't.
So you don't feel that men are objectified as badly as women?
Not at all, because most women don't give a shit about hurting a guy's. I guess they care about guys' feelings. They care about other. They'll look at a guy and be like, "Man, he is hot," but they're not going up to a guy on the street like, "Yeah, you're hot," and make it. And
are you sure?
I mean, it's happened to me a couple times, but
right. I mean, there's always the exception to the rule. Of course, there are more guys that are.
If you're a hot woman, like, just one of those people that was like, oh, where you look at her and you go, wow, she's gorgeous.
Right.
Imagine all the guys that don't hold it in and just have to constantly tell her,
right,
you are beautiful, and they want to hit on her, and their life. Just going somewhere. It's not that they're a celebrity, but it's almost like a celebrity where they're getting hassled just by going out to the store. It's like, can you just leave me alone?
Yeah.
And it's attention that feels it's be like, well, I wish I had someone complimenting me all the time. But it's not always a compliment. Sometimes it's a, oh, what I do to you, and it's like
I want to share with you my Danielle. She told me a story of she went to Walmart the other day. And this gentleman came up to her and kind of was like hanging out behind her while she was buying produce. So it was a Walmart. So
she's buying melons
and
corn and
bananas,
phallus-like things,
cucumber. No,
I like how I went straight to corn, and then you came up with two better ones. Carrots,
corn. That feels uncomfortable.
It's ribbed,
right, for her pleasure. This guy came up behind her, and all she heard was, "You remind me of my coffee table, girl." She was like, "I'm sorry, what?" He said, "You're little, you're cute, and I'm gonna bang you."
Oh my!
Or no.
What?
Girl, I got it wrong. That's how bad this was. Girl, you remind me of my pinky toe. And she said, "What?" And she said, "You're little, you're cute, and I'm going to bang you on my coffee table later tonight."
Oh, my God.
Can you believe the audacity of somebody that, like, I mean, have you ever felt compelled to say something like that?
I've
just
never.
walk up to a girl and use something as bad as that?
So there's your...
Holy shit.
I think there's more idiot men than there are women. And I think men can defend themselves physically. It's never
intimidated, like...
You're never going to get raped. You're not going to get...
That's not true. There's always the exception to the rule.
Okay.
All right.
You're never going to get... I mean, yeah, someone might grope you against your will, and then that's uncomfortable. But you're never physically... sure, maybe a smaller guy, a bigger girl, I don't know.
Well, this all goes back to the fact that you can't rape a guy if he's turned off. He's not going to be able to,
He can't perform.
He can't perform,
unless you're... Most men
unless
can overpower
to
most women.
Okay.
So
I've met quite a few women I would not be able to overpower, though.
So you typically don't feel endangered by women.
So that gives...
And their sexual lust. And then their lust isn't out of control like ours is. Guys see a girl and they go crazy. It's like, and you say stupid shit like that. Like, what girl wants to fuck you after saying that to her?
Well, and Danielle actually asked, she was like, does that actually work? Seriously?
Has it ever worked?
He said that it's worked several times.
Well, of course it has.
I mean...
Of course it works.
How would that... What kind of woman
Because
would
women have
work?
self-esteem. This all goes back to the video. They think that all their worth is in their hips because they've been taught that because they make less than men and they're the pretty... This all goes back to their sense. So that did work because, a compliment. I'll fuck you. Sure, let's go. Let's do it right now.
Okay. All right. I suppose so. I hate that video, though.
I liked it.
I think it might be because I do have a 7-year-old girl, and you would... Hold on. Let me play the end of the video so you could see their mom and
Stop focusing on how I look and give me a book.
The continued sexism, girls and women's stale face. girls' mouths out with soap? Maybe society should clean up its act. This is what a feminist looks like. Girls just want to have fun. To mental rights. $5 from each shirt goes
She
to
pointing to the
kick-ass
U,
charities
the
that
inner
fight
tube.
every day to make the world more equal for
See,
women
now.
and girls. Yo, bro, when you tell a boy it's bad to act like a girl, it's because you think it's bad to be a girl.
Fuck that sexist shit.
See, now that's why you had to do it with little girls. You couldn't do it with the older women because as soon as the bigger lady came on, she's like, but
And
I did
nobody's gonna
feel
listen
like
to
a little, man, why do you stop lecturing me? But with the girls on there, it's cute, it's funny, and the fact that those girls are really good acting too. You know, it could have been some bad read. I thought they read those lines really well.
Yeah,
Put the attitude in it.
I'll give it to you. The attitude.
So
with
that's
the
good
waving the
directing.
finger. Okay.
Maybe the sound wasn't as good as you wanted it to be.
No,
Maybe they need a new engineer.
The sound was actually fantastic. I just didn't like them ripping off like a like a license free.
Oh, so now you want them to take their non-for-profit thing and you want them to pay for a real song?
I wanted you to create the song on your own, but the sound quality was good.
Okay.
Would you like me to promote this company, Joe, since you stand behind it so much?
Listen, I don't know what.
Okay. Well, I won't.
I stay behind that video. I liked it.
Okay. Well, you can find them on Twitter. I sent them out a little notice, made a comment. In my opinion, I said, hello, fuck, hate. It's FCKH, the number 8.
Mm-hmm.
You are promoting hate with hate. Congratulations. We talked about it on this week's show. Sorry, #sorry, not sorry. They wrote us back, and they said, smiley face.
So they got you talking about it at least.
Well done.
See?
Well done. Fuck hate.
That's what it's all about, man. You got to get the ball rolling. If they don't do something jarring or that makes you feel uncomfortable, then it'll, everyone will go, oh yeah, just like that Sarah McLachlan commercial with the animals, the dogs and the cats.
How does that song go?
In the eyes of an angel. Yeah. Every time you see that commercial, you either want to turn it off or give them a ton of money because it makes you so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's the only way you get things done now.
Okay. Well, especially in the social media
When you're trying to
world,
make
I get that.
change.
Or that old guy that like walks out of like a paper hut and like, good evening. For the price of a cup of coffee, you can feed little
Yeah, right.
Emilio here.
As you're, how many Starbucks drinks do you drink a week?
What are you eating right now?
Yeah. If you just put one of those down, you could save this person's life.
For a month.
Yeah, exactly.
You piece of shit.
Right.
Pick up the phone now, you fuck. I wish they would just get angry like that. I just want to see him get mad. Just yell at the...
Yeah.
That's coming down.
Put that on... Yeah. You could do that on YouTube or
I'd be okay with that.
social media.
I would support that. Harry, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Shearer, he's coming back for The Simpsons.
He's back.
He's coming back. We're going to talk about it after the break. Thank you guys for listening to the Bill and Joe Show. We remember Jason and Freddy and all the bad guys from all the movies that we grew up on, right? And, being a kid when those movies were coming out, like I still think I suffer a little bit of psychological damage from it because, they were terrifying for me as a kid, especially, like falling asleep, like you didn't feel comfortable falling asleep. It's like one of the scariest concepts of any movie that I've ever seen. Well, here's what's going on. It's a Kickstarter campaign. It's called Friday the 31st. It's interesting. They are putting together a new film. Like, and it mentions here that the guys that, that are doing this are only, they were babies when those movies were out. They can watch them now, but they'll never truly, understand, the horror. And that's what they're trying to do here. They're trying to recreate a story about Jack Haddonfield, the Jack-o'-lantern man. And it's a fantastic way for these guys to start making their film. They only need $20,000. And I know that sounds like a lot of money, but in Kickstarter world, it's really not. They're trying to do it professionally. They're trying to keep the dollars down, so they really want to make this movie. Go to Kickstarter.com, search for Friday the 31st. It's a fantastic concept. Great job. One of my favorite ad campaigns